Happy Easter, everybody. Quick update. Got a new replacement fan switch. This one that was in the car was still working, but only for one fan. So I got the same one as Davies Craig. It is a dual fan switch, and what I like about it is it doesn't turn both fans on at one time. It'll get to the your preset temperature, not preset, excuse me, adjustable. You can adjust it on the you can adjust your on temperature there, and when it hits that one, the first fan will turn on, and then it waits 10 seconds and the second fan turns on, so it doesn't put too much load on your system. But so I got that. I got a quick release quadrant, and this one, it's supposed to be new, but I don't know, man. It looks like it was sitting outside somewhere. But anyway, I'll clean it up. But I did send the seller on eBay sent them some pictures and said, man, this thing is supposed to be new. I don't know why it's got all this tarnish and crud all over it. So anyway, it wasn't very expensive. It was like 15 bucks, 20 bucks with shipping. But anyway, what I did was clean this area up over here, and I had the relay for the water pump, and the fan switch was mounted down here. I moved it all to the inside of the fender well here, and I can still get to it from here to make any adjustments. It's right here. So not a big deal, but it's kind of a set it and forget it, so I'm not worried about that. And you kind of cleaned up the loom down there a little bit, but that cleaned this area up quite a bit. So did that. Got all of our valves ready to go. The last thing I'm doing to these heads before I reassemble them is I got that high temp sealant. I'm gonna fill in all these little Thermactor ports here. We're not using them. I've already filled it on this side, which is this, but I'll be filling in all of these as well. So I'm just waiting for that. That should come in, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday. So just doing a couple other little things, but we got all of our valves, and I went ahead and I touched up the exhaust valve seats also. So it's got a fresh. I didn't mess with the 45 because they were sealing and holding fine, but I did touch up the 30 and the 60 degree on the exhaust. I got cutters for those too. So anyway, and then I put all the valves in there and did the bounce test. You drop the valve down, and if it bounces, it's a good seal. So they all passed that. I can set one of the heads up and show you, but they've all been cleaned up one last time. I mean, I'll clean them up again after I do the little putty in the exhaust here. But anyway, that's the update. Hope everybody has a great Easter, and we'll have this thing buttoned up pretty soon here. So she's looking good, getting ready to go. And yeah, so this is fine. It was still one fan working, but I have a Contour fan that is a dual fan, so I wanted them both to be working, particularly as we're rolling into the summer. One fan's been working for probably a couple months now, but obviously during last fall and everything, I didn't need two fans at the track, so replaced that. And this is actually a pretty good deal, I think. It's like 65 bucks off Summit for a dual fan. It lasted a couple years on both fans. One is still working, so I can still use it if I had one fan, but I'll save it as a backup for an emergency or something. But anyway, that's the update. And then I also, one last thing. I also went ahead and I'm going to do a manual brake conversion on this. So when I pull the brake pedal out to move the pivot point on the rod, I'll go ahead and I'll install the quadrant at the same time. So got a fresh set of plugs. I'm going to try out this CompCams, this assembly valve train assembly spray when we put the top end together, and we'll go from there. Last thing, I also got a flex hone for valve guides. So I went ahead and honed out the guides just a tiny little bit, not much, but just to make sure they're operating smoothly. To me, some of them seem kind of tight. I used, let's see here. Where did I put those things? Oh, I used these, I ordered a set of these small hole gauges. And this one here will fit in the valve guides. And then you just adjust it where there's a tiny little drag, and you just move it all the way up and down the guides, and you'll feel a little tight spot, if there is any. And then I just honed it until it was uniform all the way through. So these whole set, this set was I think $14 off Amazon. So that worked out pretty good, and that way I know all my valve guides are uniform in size and uniform, through the whole guide. So that worked out well. The valves are a lot freer in the guides. I don't want them to be, have it heat up and have one of the valves stick or something. So that is the update for today. I think next we'll probably try to get our, this is our anti-roll bar, UPR. So we'll work on getting that. And then maybe, we still got these brand new set of slicks and front runners to get mounted too. But I'm not sure if I want to put these on here because I do want to go 5 lug. I want to get race brakes for the front at least. And, I got to get, I want to put a spool in the back and maybe 35 spline axles, just kind of build the back end up a little better. And C-clip and eliminators, or maybe put the Ford 9-inch ends on this, and then you don't got to mess with the C-clip eliminators. But if I'm going to go through all that, that will be 5 lug. Maybe I'll save these. Maybe I'll save the slicks in the front runners and get some drag wheels, 5 lug drag wheels for that. So that's kind of the plan. Got this area cleaned up quite a bit, and then manual brakes will be next. Oh, and I'm going to make some adjustments on the steering shaft. Wherever this was sitting further back. Sorry, this was sitting further back because this is collapsible right here. You can see where it can slide up. You got a couple inches of movement. So if I slide this down a little bit, it'll clear that exhaust header, and I'll just have to make the rod a little bit shorter. But I want to get it in there and make sure that this is in the right position, and then I'll trim the end of the rod there, and to the right length to where it'll clear the header. So that's kind of what I got going on there. It's a 15 or 20 minute job, so I'll knock that out. But that'll have to be after the engine goes in and the header is in. But having this out will make installing the header easier also, because the steering shaft was always in the way of getting this header on. So anyway, going to have to fabricate one new brake line here when we take the booster out and drop that back in there. But I'm waiting for, I got the plate off from UPR for the firewall. So we'll get that on there, and then I'll make one new line, and then I'll do the pedal, take the pedal out and re-drill that for the proper ratio for manual brakes, and install the quadrant at the same time. But I'm gonna have to clean this up, probably clean it up on the wire wheel over there. But anyway, I want to wait till I hear back from eBay on that one to see if they're gonna send me a new one or just see what they want to do about it, because that sure doesn't look like it's brand new. I mean, or it was sitting outside or something, I don't know. But anyway, that's the update, man. Hope everybody has a great Easter. I'll keep you posted on what's going on here. Probably when that high temp epoxy comes in, I'll do a video on filling those thermactor ports. All right, thanks everybody.